Remember, all things are alleged under the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is permitted here. All right, all things are alleged, and in my opinion, y'all, let's get into a couple of things. All right, listen, we are here to discuss Karen Huger, but before we get into that, if you are in Washington, D.C., Dallas, Charlotte, or Atlanta, get your tickets. You can use Klarna or you can scan this QR code and get your tickets with a discount applied on Eventbrite. All right. Y'all make sure y'all get y'all tickets, and I really hope to see y'all in the building. Speaking of DC, let's get into the Grand Dame herself, child. So let's get into the latest when it comes to Karen Huger. I saw this article headline and I just had to come talk to y'all about it. All right. Please make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and make sure you bang that notification bell so that you don't miss any time that we actually do go live or post any videos. All right, let go. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Don Dons, what it do? What it do? What it do? Welcome back to the channel. All right, this is gonna be one of our short form videos just for you to enjoy. Okay, listen, y'all. It looks like there has been an article that is alleging that the Grand Dame, the Real Housewives of Potomac's Karen Huger, accuses police of illegal search and DUI case as she fights to suppress evidence. Child, we're gonna get into this and so much more, honey. But as you guys come in, y'all already know what to do. Please make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure I want your edges to lay down this weekend. And if you do not hit that like button, your edges will not lay down. Okay. I'm just telling you right now. Your edges won't lay down. So if you got you a nice place that you're going to, you want your edges to lay down. Well, they're not gonna lay down if you don't hit the like button. Okay. Period. All right, y'all. So listen, I appreciate you all for being here. If you'd like to bless the platform, you know how to do so. Ketchup, $ Chef Don Don too. And you can of course super chat, super sticker. Let's get into the mess, child. All right. So let's go back to the beginning when Karen was first charged with the DUIs. All right. And again, y'all remember this is the Grand Dame, okay? This is the Grand Dame, but the Grand Dame is not above reproach. And I love me some Grand Dame, but I feel like when it comes to DUIs, I feel like those Ashley was absolutely right. Whether we like Ashley or not, messy Ashley or not, Ashley was absolutely right. You could have hurt someone else, you could have hurt yourself. There could have been a lot of things taking place. And one thing I feel like the Grand Dame is doing in this case is not taking the accountability that I feel like that she should be taking. And I know I cannot be the only one, but we're gonna get into this. So, y'all, we're gonna get into this article concerning the Grand Dame. All right, and this is just to refresh you guys' memory so that you can remember what exactly happened. All right, Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger charged with DUI following crash. Karen Huger has been charged with DUI and DWI following a car crash in Maryland. According to court documents obtained by People, the Real Housewives of Potomac star 60 was driving her 2017 Maserati when she was stopped by the Montgomery County Police Department in Maryland at 11:50 p.m. on Tuesday. She was officially charged with driving a vehicle while impaired by alcohol and driving while under the influence of alcohol. She has a mandatory court appearance. Now, we do know that Karen has made that court appearance already. It's a little weird to. I'm gonna get in it because again, Karen is not above reproach, and I feel like in situations like this, you have to talk about these things. Like we get on every reality star who, or every star, every celebrity who gets it out here and gets behind the wheel, knowing that you have the coins to call you a car service. There's no excuses. Karen is 60 years old. She knew better than this. Child. So it goes on to say in this article that the reality star and entrepreneur is also facing charges of neglectfully driving a vehicle in a careless and imprudent manner endangering property, life, and person, as well as recklessly driving a vehicle and wanton and willfully uh, disregarding and willfully disregards safety of persons and property. All right. Other charges include failure to control vehicle speed on the highway to avoid a collision, driving a vehicle in excess of reasonable and pertinent speed on the highway, driving a vehicle on the highway with suspended registration, and a failure to notify administration of change of address within 30 days. Bravo and Montgomery County Police Department did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. A spokesman for Montgomery County Police Department earlier confirmed the single vehicle collision to people. Law enforcement said that the television personality crossed a median and struck multiple street signs, but was not injured at the time of the crash. Authorities also reportedly told TMZ, who was first to report the news, that Huger was allegedly driving in an aggressive manner and very fast before the collision. She was not arrested after the crash. However, she received several citations. Now, Huger, who also just recently filmed the season, well, at the time, of course, they had filmed the season 8 reunion, said in a statement, she began, "Thank you for all of your prayers and well wishes during this very frightening experience. I I am still in shock and from last night's incident, but grateful to be alive today. With the passing of my beloved mother, grief comes and goes in waves. And with Mother's Day approaching, it felt more like a tsunami." I get it. I get it. But say, Karen, you too old for this though, sis. You really are. You too old for this. And I just don't understand the lack of accountability in this. I don't get it. It just almost seems like the accountability escapes the grand dame. Okay. The accountability escapes the grand dame. Okay. All right. So you guys know that season 9 has premiered. I am gonna do my review for season 9. So this happened in the first episode. Um, Karen actually went to go have lunch with Giselle. Okay. Giselle brings her out, and Karen actually mentions something about she kind of says it like, "Oh, we'll be reaching, or we'll be. I can't wait until the truth comes out, or I can't wait till everything comes out." And I get it; it's a legal situation. She could possibly get in a lot of trouble, so I understand that she can't really necessarily talk about it because it is a legal issue. I get that. However, it's still the escaping of some sort of accountability. And child, this article came out today. Real Housewives of Potomac, Karen Huger accuses police of illegally searching in DUI case as she update, child. We're gonna get into the update. We're gonna get into the update. Please make sure that you hit that like button as you guys come in as we discuss Karen Huger. Okay. All right. So this is coming from In Touch Weekly. All right. I will put the link in the description box below so that you guys will have a copy of the link. So let us get into it. All right. Here we go. All right. The Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger accused police officers of an illegal search following her car crash that led to her being charged with DUI. In Touch can exclusively report. It goes on to say, according to court documents obtained by In Touch, Karen, who is 61 at this time, asked that the prosecutors not be allowed to introduce certain evidence at her upcoming criminal trial. Back in March, Karen was involved in a car accident while driving her 2017 Maserati in Potomac, Maryland. The reality star was accused of crossing a median and hitting multiple street signs. The Real Housewives of Potomac star was driving home and no other cars were involved. TMZ reported that the police said that Karen was driving in an aggressive manner and too fast for the conditions. The outlet said that Karen's airbag deployed from the crash and that Karen was arrested over the incident and received several citations. Prosecutors charged Karen with driving under the influence, negligently driving a vehicle in a careless and imprudent manner, endangering property, life, and a person, and various other counts. Okay, shout out to the Grand Dame. This was her at Watch What Happens Live recently. It goes on to say that a 2 day jury trial is scheduled for December. In her motion, Karen said that she was assisted out of her car after the crash by a neighborhood security guard, as well as Officer Kyle Baxter and Sergeant Brent Tran. She said that the three took her to the ambulance to do a wellness check. Karen said that she sat in the ambulance for a few minutes but refused further medical treatment. She said that her husband arrived at the scene and she exited the ambulance and walked to the curb with him. The reality star's lawyer said that after Karen exited the ambulance, Sergeant Brett grabbed Karen by the arm and told her and her husband that she was not free to leave. Karen's lawyer said that the sergeant then started to interrogate Karen by asking incriminating questions such as where were you coming from and where were you going. The reality star said that she asked the sergeant why he was grilling her. She said that he told her because you were in an accident and appeared to be impaired. Karen claimed that the sergeant then told her you are not free to leave. In her filing, Karen's lawyer said that Karen answered the sergeant's questions in violation of her Fourth Amendment right and that provided answers that uh, coup- that that couple possibly it could possibly I'm sorry incriminate her. I think they meant could, but they put couple there. Could possibly incriminate her in her trial. Now, as Sergeant Brett has Karen in custody and subjecting her to an illegal interrogation. Officer Kyle Baxter arrives to assist Sergeant in the interrogation of Karen. The motion reads that Karen the motion reads Now, Karen lawyers said that the officer in front of Karen asked his superior, are we getting it anywhere? The sergeant allegedly told the officer that she understands that she is not free to leave. Karen said that the officer then questioned her about how much she drank. The evidence seized in the case was obtained as a result of an illegal search and a seizure, Karen's lawyer argued. The statements taken from the defendant were involuntary and uh, elect, el- elected during an illegal custodial interrogation without the observance of mandatory uh, procedural safeguards required by law, specifically the Fourth Amendment. It goes on to say that Karen claimed the officers were aggressive and she was not read her Miranda warnings. Therefore, she argued that the interrogation was illegal and all statements in police video after the illegal interrogation should be suppressed. The reality star asked the entire case to be dismissed. In the alternative, she requested that the evidence of her illegal interrogation and all of the subsequent police body cam video be suppressed as fruit of this poisonous tree. Prosecutors opposed Karen's request to suppress evidence. They argued that the statements and evidence collected were properly obtained. The lawyer wrote, officers additionally observed the driver of the vehicle, the defendant, unsteady on her feet, swaying, stumbling, and slurring her speech. Furthermore, the intentional caller, the initial caller spoke to officers on the scene and indicated that prior to the police arrival, the defendant appeared confused and caller smelled alcohol when interacting with the defendant. It goes on to say further, Karen's statements was not obtained as a result of a custodial interrogation because some of her statements were made while emergency medical services EMS personnel were treating the defendant for potential injuries. Karen's statements made during the time were free and voluntarily and were stated out loud while in the presence of police officers. Additionally, statements made after the defendant was examined by EMS personnel were not obtained as a result of a custodial uh, interrogation because Karen's subsequent statements were made while the defendant was temporarily detained pursuant to a traffic stop. So that's the end of that article. Now, I do find this very interesting, and I'm going to put this down in the comments below. But I do find this very interesting, Karen. I feel two ways about this. One, I feel like Karen should take full responsibility. I also feel like, you know, a reason for having attorneys is catching things that maybe you don't know and maybe you didn't catch. I don't know. Could she possibly take accountability uh without, if the way that they searched and done all these things, now they're saying that that's not true, that what they did was absolutely correct. I For me, I want Karen to take accountability. She never does on anything. And I love to grind down, so please do not get me wrong. But there has to be a sort of accountability because, again, you could have hurt yourself, you could have hurt others. There were a lot of things in this. You were charged with six things. Tell me why the Grand Dame of Potomac, and I actually have to agree with me on this. I'm sorry, but tell me why the Grand Dame of Potomac does not have, why she didn't register her new address. Why are you not getting registration on your vehicles? But you are the Grand Dame. You could. I'm getting ready to get mad all over again because you could have got a car service. It makes absolutely no sense that Karen is in this situation. She asked for this situation, ma'am. You have to be responsible for your actions. Y'all, these celebrities, or y'all, at least y'all give us a front. Y'all try to pretend like y'all have all these things. My thing is, if you got all this money, you married to the black bitch. I know Karen didn't come up with that, but I'm just saying you should be able to call you. You are the grand dame. Call you a car service. There should have been no reason why this happened at Karen's big age, in my opinion. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down in the comment section because I really want to know. Now, I know that there are probably going to be some Karen fans to come over here and have all these things to say, but I just feel like Karen could have prevented this from actually happening. Um, and that was just by simply calling a car service. Simply calling a car service. Anyway, y'all, that's all I have for this particular video. um, we will be recapping episode 1 and 2. And again, I find it very interesting that in episode 1, Karen pretty much was asking her a lot of questions in regards to what was going on, and she kept saying she couldn't talk about it. And then she said she couldn't wait for the real thing to come out. Now, I guess this is what she was talking about. Again, I want to know how y'all feel about it. And we'll go from there, child, because I just don't know. I don't know. Again, y'all, please do me a huge favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get your brunch tickets. Make sure that you're following me on all social media platforms. Sorry. TikTok, Chef Don Don 2. Instagram, The Chef Don Don. Twitter, The Chef Don Don. And here on YouTube, the backup page, The Chef Don Don 2. It is greatly appreciated. I will catch you guys in the next video. Again, drop down in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel because I think that this is very interesting. Karen, take some responsibility, girl. Love you, Grandam.